What's going on, all you wild galactic ghouls out there? It's your two favorite
And
secret spies back here for Cinephellas. I'm Logan Myers, my good mate over there.
I'm Henry Hill.
Are you sure? You kind of look like Diego Luna.
I swear, yeah, no, it's not Diego Luna. Otherwise, I'd be Cassian Andor in Star Wars. Andor.
That's right, folks. We're back and we're talking about more Disney Plus shows. They've been putting out quite a few good TV shows and movies as of late, especially during the holiday season. They're back with the newest Star Wars show, 12 episodes. It's currently streaming on Disney Plus. I mean, this guy over here going to be talking about the first season at 12 episodes and sharing our thoughts tonight. So the setup we have Cassian Andor, played by Diego Luna, the guy right over there, returning. And you guys might be familiar with this guy's character. He was in Rogue One, a very underrated Star Wars movie. He got thrown in with all the new Star Wars movies everybody hated. But Rogue One being a really fantastic prequel to A New Hope, really setting that all up and trying to take down the Death Star. And that was basically Andor's character going in trying to take out the Death Star. But this is 5 years before that, so it's a prequel to Rogue One, essentially, with this brand new show. And essentially, he's stealing like Galactic Empire ship parts, and he's in a home planet. He makes his way off the planet and really sets up the rest of the series.
Yeah, it's all about the evil Galactic Empire, in control. And then you have all these, rebels that are really under the thumb of the Empire and they need to fight back. They need to rise above, the evil that's happening. And they're all being basically controlled like they're slaves and made to do labor. And unbeknownst to them, they're actually building the Death Star that's going to wipe out, all these planets and basically kill everybody involved that's making it. But yeah, it's the whole story of Cassian Andor, Diego Luna, and he's really the one that's going to have to spark this rebellion and kick everything off and get everybody to fight back and make this, hopefully stop this before it happens. So like you mentioned, yeah, it's a prequel series to Rogue One, and this is very much like an espionage thriller, the way that this is all set up. Very smartly done with the scripts. There's a lot of sharp dialogue. There's a lot of setting up and establishing relationships between the characters. And in the first handful of episodes, uh, not a lot happens. It's a slower paced Star Wars show for sure. It's not like your typical Mandalorian where it's exciting episode after episode. This is much more long, drawn out over time, trying to really dive in to the deception and danger of this era and having all these people having to form this rebellion. But it's led by a great performance from Diego Luna. Very reserved. He does a lot with just the look on his face, like as little dialogue as he has, he really shows it on his face, like the danger and everything that his people are up against, and he's going to have to fight back. And he's really the main focus on the show, but it also has a stellar supporting cast too. We see Stellan Skarsgard, as well as Luthen Rael, and a lot of other characters that pop up that you'll know from Rogue One and from previous Star Wars lore. And we even see Andy Serkis come back to the Star Wars world in a really awesome role too.
Oh man, I loved when he showed up. The last four episodes are amazing of the series of the season. Like it starts off slow, like you're saying. It took about four episodes for me to kind of get into it. It's heavy on character development and really a lot of dialogue, very slow pace, but it's really building up, to where they're kind of going with this. But with Andor leaving his planet of Ferrix, he's going to visit Morlana One, and he basically gets captured and gets thrown into prison for life. They're slaves essentially. That's kind of where he meets Andy Serkis and the rest of them. And the whole set design of the last few episodes is beautiful. It's all white. They got the white like prison outfits on. They're all
Yeah.
trying to figure out a way to break out, and it's this like ultimate plan of what they do is really amazing. It reminded me like Prison Break. How they break out of prison. They're basically going to be
Yeah.
there for life, so they need to get the hell out of here and take on the Empire and be the rebellion and take them out and fight. And it's really cool setup without giving too much away. But Yeah, just hang in there. It's slow at the start, but it really starts to pick up, and you see an espionage spy thriller for sure. And it's Tony Gilroy. He was the writer of the Bourne movies, so you can see why it's like an espionage spy kind of thriller. It still has the same vibe of like Jason Bourne, which is really cool. I just read about that, but yeah, Tony Gilroy being the showrunner of this did a really fantastic job, and definitely one of the better Star Wars shows out there. Obi-Wan was overall pretty disappointing, but Mandalorian's amazing, still my favorite. I love the Boba Fett show, and obviously Andor is really, really great because Rogue One was a really amazing movie.
Andor is definitely the most adult-oriented Star Wars, work that we've gotten this far. It's very smart and well done, and it feels like a smart procedural show that you'd see on old HBO or maybe even like ABC. Like it's very drawn out and dense with material, beautifully shot. I have to say, it's just gorgeous to look at. Everything, the set design, everything, the costumes. What a beautiful world they created here. It's always very dark and gray, with being under control of the Empire and everything. So there's a lot of grays. It's not a lot of bright colors, but everything looks fantastic. They really put in their heart and soul into making Andor, and the reception's been great. And I have to say that I really enjoyed watching the series over the 12 episodes. It really builds up into an exciting end of the season. It starts off slow, but it just keeps building and building, and by the end, you're blown away. And I had a fantastic time with it. And it will get a second season. We will get the full 2 seasons, thankfully, because there's still more story to tell leading up into what happens in a Rogue One, and we all know it's not going to end well here. So you kind of already know the ending, but you're still rooting for Cassian Andor and the rebels to at least put up a fight and put up their dukes against the Empire.
Really ready to square up with a million of them. But yeah, it really builds up to the finale, which is definitely one of the best episodes in the Star Wars shows they put out. Really, really amazing with talking about the prison break and them trying to get out of there and him returning to Ferrix. His mother passes away, but it's like a hologram, which is really amazing. And the whole dialogue that she does, the actress that was in Harry Potter, can't think of her name, but she plays a mother, passes away.
That was awesome.
Yeah, fight the Empire, and they just start duking it out and just the rebellion, showing what they're made of, oppressed people that are pushed to the limit that will fight back. And that's kind of what they go for. That's what really Star Wars always is. People getting pushed down and treated like prisoners by the Empire, and then them fighting back, right? So that's exactly what they go for. But balls to the wall action at the very end of this. I loved how they went out with this. Stellan Skarsgard's character, Luthen, you're not really sure about him. Is he a good guy?
Yeah.
Is he working with the Empire? Is he a bad guy? But you kind of see what his character is at the end and what happens between him and Andor, which is really great. And a really great ending. Really love the show. You've been talking about it. I've been behind Star Wars. I love it. Just too much TV and movies going on right now to keep up with everything. So I ended up binging this in the past few days and fell in love with it, and really impressed with the show. So I'm excited to see what they're going to do in season 2 of this. And again, Star Wars, always being a fan of this, always loving it. And they did a really great job. Kudos to Tony Gilroy for crafting a really great story here. So that being said, I'm going to give Star Wars Andor, now streaming on Disney Plus, a 4.5 out of 5 Diego Luna hairpieces.
Beautifully said. You stated everything that I wanted to say about the show. It's perfectly executed. It's one of the best Star Wars shows that you'll ever see. It's the most adult oriented. It's not like the other Star Wars stuff. It's very original. Tony Gilroy's definitely put his stamp on the show. All the acting's top notch. That great scene, like you mentioned, that of the hologram of Fiona Shaw, I think is the actress's name that plays Cassian Andor's mom. Awesome scene, and it really pumps you up, and it makes you want to fight back too. Very well done. Love the show. It's one that week by week, I think it would have been better to binge all at once. I think you did it the right way. Get to watch a couple back to back rather than wait a week, because it does draw out. I think if you put the episodes together and watching them back to back, it would be a lot more enjoyable, and you'd really get to the point faster. With that being said, I'm going to give Star Wars Andor season 1 a 4.5 out of 5 Stellan Skarsgard hair pieces.
Whoa, nice hairpiece there, Stellan. We're interested in hearing from all you rebels out there. What did you like about the first season of Andor? What didn't you like about it? What's your favorite show on Disney Plus? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to click subscribe. Also, check out these wild pilots on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and our website, Cinephellas.com, for the latest, greatest TV, movie news, and reviews.
It's time to form the rebellion and fight back against those wild stormtroopers who can't hit the broadside of a barn. I've never seen one actually hit their target.
4 inches away, they'll still miss it.
So we had a blast, another trip into a galaxy far, far away, and a totally different show that's going to, take us into The Mandalorian Season 3, which was just announced that it's going to return on March 1st. Can't wait. So only a couple months till that. This was a blast. Had a fun time reviewing this with you. Can't wait for Season 2. I believe they're going to be shooting that if they haven't already started. So probably end of the year or early next year for the next season. But well worth the wait for sure. So until the next Cinephellas TV review, I'm Uncle Henry.
And I'm Uncle Diego, signing out until the next time.
Cheers.